As a business, these are 7 things that I often hear a lot, and I call them myths, are, hey, I don't have anything to lose. They ain't checking for me like that. When I say they, I mean hackers. Or I'll hear, well, isn't it Google or Microsoft or Stripes or Dubsado, whomever? Folks think, well, I'm in their environment. It's their responsibility to protect me. Far from the truth, right? That's another myth. Another myth that I often hear is, well, I'll just put an antivirus on my device and I should be good to go, right? That's my whole cybersecurity plan right there. No, that's an activity. That's one thing. Again, what do you need? What do you require? Well, you need a framework, you need systems, you need plans, you need maps, you need tools, and you need all of these things working in concert at once to do essentially one thing, and that's make sure that you can navigate from point A to point B, depending on the environment that you're in, right? Confidently, securely, and in a very resilient way, really. Because what if something happens? What do you do then, right? It's like going for a hike. You didn't pack water. You don't have a first aid kit. You don't have extra clothes. You don't have these things stored in a dry, cool place, right? There are layers of securing yourself if you were outside in this physical world. So the same thing applies, really. Now you're just in a different space. But now you're in a different space with multiple versions of yourself at once, which is awesome. And that in of itself is both awesome, but daunting at the same time. So cybersecurity essentially allows you to do that, navigate that confidently and securely. Now, what are some of the other myths? I can't afford it. Well, if you're in business, I'm pretty sure that you would much rather cybersecurity. I'm getting a call right now. So if you're in business, I'm sure you'd much rather pay the controllable cost, right, or investment, right? Roll that out in order to prevent something that is uncontrollable, i.e. an attack. One incident, one attack on your business can cost you anywhere from $4,500 roughly, real estimates, all the way up to $55,000, $60,000. Right? And this is depending on the value of the information that you have. We can get into that at a different time. But just remember that. That's one incident. Now, let's say they realize that, oh man, you don't have any kind of secure controls and you have nothing in place to prevent this. Your door is left wide open. Guess what you think they're going to do? They're going to come right back, right? They're going to double back because this is too easy. Putting a cost on security, it's essentially like providing yourself with an option of not to have it. You can't, it's not even really an argument. It's really, what are you going to do on a level that makes sense for you? Now, I'm a huge believer in not building a fence that's worth more than the property itself, the house itself, right? Because that's just foolish. So you tailor the investment of the security to your activity. And I think that dispels the whole I can't afford it myth. Now, another myth is that the threat essentially comes from the outside. Right? So no one around me is going to take, no, where are your weaknesses? Your weaknesses reside within the organization. Who better knows you than you? That's another myth that, requires debunking. Well, at 9 Mile Security Group, we've essentially designed what's called C2 security. We focus on the 2 things that are critical to any business. Doesn't matter what field you're in. And that is essentially communications and compliance. Why communications and compliance? As a business, you're always doing 2 things. You're communicating, whether that's internally or externally. Everything you're doing essentially is built or predicates on communicating. You're communicating, your employees are communicating, your machines are communicating, right? Some aspect of yourself is sending and receiving information. That's what I mean by that, right? And so that's happening 24/7, especially if you are operating almost exclusively online. And secondly, you're communicating in some way or fashion, whether you know it or not, that's governed by regulation, right? Or laws, regulation, rules. Specifically, if you're operating in high-risk environments and or highly regulated environments, i.e. HIPAA, payment card industry, if you're taking payments back and forth, right? Or if you're doing business internationally, GDPR, right? Or if you're on the West Coast. That's why we focus on that. And that's what we build our cybersecurity framework around at 9 Mile Security Group. I hope this helps. I hope this shines a bit of light on cybersecurity, what it means, how it applies to you, the mindset, the awareness that's required to navigate this vast digital expanse confidently, safely, securely, and in a way that ensures that you do so with some longevity. All right, so my name is Wayne, owner and CEO of 9 Mile Security Group, NMSG. Like, subscribe, share, and for more info, come back, check us out. I'll be here. See you next time.